Hi, my name's Abby Parra, and I'm here with Bill Nye, the star of the Emmy Award-winning TV show, Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill, thank you so much for being here with us
It's
today.
so good to be here.
We're so happy to have you.
It's so good to be had.
Yeah. So I have a lot of questions for you, which I'm sure is very natural, but I'm going to start with the easy ones, namely being, what got you started in science?
I don't remember.
What? Well, you're gonna have to.
No,
for me,
no.
Okay?
I seriously, I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
I think it was before I was 4. It might have been before I was 3. I got stung by a bee, and that was traumatic. That was a drag. And then my mother, who had given us a lecture, an important, serious speech about how dangerous chemicals are, she put ammonia on the bee sting, and the bottle has skull and crossbones. So you've used Windex, right? Probably something like that. Well, this is back in the day. Ammonia, you can still get it. It was just in a bottle. I was like, this is going to kill me, mother. You're going to have to kill me. And then it felt better. And that was magical. And then I spent a lot of time after that watching bees. I got fascinated with bees. And then I went to work at aerospace companies.
Oh, just like that.
There was some stuff in between.
Yeah, I know that
Went to
you're school. That's important. I know that your dad, he worked with like sundials, something of the
Yes,
sort.
well, as a hobbyist.
As
yes.
a hobbyist, but you've done some work too with that.
I've messed around with sundials. Yes.
Okay, good. Just the show. I mean, I'd say that's what you're most known for in the student area. How did that come to be, and how has that impacted you?
Well, I ended up at these fabulous institutions, like SLU with the Billykins. No, I mean, you guys watched it when you were kids, right?
Yeah. So
you invited me to come to this university. I mean, what's not to love?
Yeah.
But the getting the show, I always like to say, it was 17 quick years. You know, I started doing stand-up comedy after I won the Steve Martin lookalike contest. Which was something that Warner Brothers Records sponsored back in the disco era. And then I would try to do stand-up comedy. I never got very good, but I spent a lot of time on it. And then I made the video for Washington State's Department of Ecology. Washington State is so hip and groovy. It's not fish and wildlife, it's ecology. And that, I met some producers and we worked together, and one thing led to another.
And there you have it.
Well, yeah, but there was a lot of intermediate steps. I just remind everybody, it's not something that happens overnight. From 1978 to 1992, that's some time working at the same thing. So it's been very gratifying, and since then, I've done a lot of other TV shows, but the ones that people of your age remember are Science Guy.
Science Guy.
100 episodes.
Through the show, I know that it's shown, I know I saw it in school. They would be lessons. Lessons, but we were all just excited to be watching TV with you on it, of course.
And it was funny.
Yeah, it was. It's so funny, and I'm seeing that now. It's not an act. It's definitely, that's your personality showing through.
So, Abby, I don't know you, but there's an old saying that I didn't make up.
Okay.
You can pretend to be serious, but you can't pretend to be funny.
I like that.
Yeah. So I, as you see, am gifted in that I'm not just funny, I'm what? Funny looking.
But
huh? See?
You're getting me. I get it.
Comedy's that simple, see?
So in the show, I know that
I'm still laughing at that. I heard it when I was 4. It's still funny. I'm sorry.
In the show, you focused on teaching these really complex things in understandable ways. Is there, I mean, there are so many, but is there an episode or a topic specifically that you remember? I mean, you remember them all, but...
No, forgotten the whole thing.
Nothing.
No, so Abby, a couple things. I don't know what your goals are, but if you decide to become a dancer on Broadway, you never say your favorite dance partner, because then they are going to think you don't want to dance with some other guys.
Okay.
All right? So in the same vein, I don't have a favorite show.
Have a favorite.
However, I was talking to an astrophysicist last night, the way one does, And I'm very proud of one little line I wrote where Einstein reasoned that the speed of time can change. Now, as time doesn't have a speed, that's like that's a metaphor, that's an approximation, that's hand waving. But you kind of get it, that under certain circumstances, time seems to pass more slowly or more quickly than other times. Times? Wait, time? You're talking about time, but you use the word time. Wait, man, stop it, and so on.
It's just as entertaining as when I would watch it in grade school.
I guess that's good. That's good.
It is. What kind of advice or recommendations would you give for teachers that want to keep their students engaged in a science class? Because it gets boring sometimes.
I'm shocked. No, the key is
just had to tell you
to let your passion come through. What did you love about your favorite teacher?
What did I love?
They were into it.
Yeah.
He or she thought it was cool, whether it was prepositions and conjunctions or killed all flasks. I mean, they were into it, right? They were passionate. So I say to every teacher, be passionate. Let your passion come through. Now, there's some days where you're not as passionate as others, but you know, what science teachers have, it's a huge advantage over everybody else. We have props. You can blow stuff up or make things disappear or whatever the verb you're looking for is. And the other thing about science is you're learning about nature. You're learning about the universe, the cosmos. And there's nothing more compelling.
So for students that are interested in science and math, sometimes that goes away.
Who isn't?
I know, right? But sometimes that goes away, especially if you have a teacher that isn't passionate.
Is a drag.
Exactly. What?
God, you're all ticked off.
Exactly.
Pull back.
No, pull back. I'm sorry.
No, it's charming.
But the question that I have for you is, for those students that are getting discouraged about it, why do you think it's important that they continue? Like, why do you think that it's important that they go into the fields of science?
So
and
we have 7+ billion people living here on Earth, and by the time you all are my age, there'll be 9 billion people. And in order to feed them and have them have access to clean water and electricity, that's going to be science. That's going to be technology that you all are going to develop. By you all, I mean people of your age. And wait, there's more. Even if you don't become a scientist, or strangely enough, if you don't become an engineer, it's so weird, but some people don't become engineers. We want you to be scientifically literate. We want you to know the value of science and technology and how it enables, like there's all these cameras and microphones and phones. These are all a result of technology. These chairs are made of a polymer that came out of some chemist's head. The paint on the walls themselves, everything in here owes its existence to science, to our understanding of nature. So we want everybody to have an appreciation for it.
Yeah. And that applies to the STEM that I know that you talked about. STEM. I don't know how big of a focal point that is for you, but STEM, science, technology, engineering,
and mathematics.
Yes.
And
I
so
learned
you're
in
into
my
STEAM?
research.
Are you into STEAM?
What's the A?
The A is art.
Art.
Are you into
yes.
STEAmed?
What?
Design.
Yes.
So the acronym is getting amplified.
So you could add so many.
Right. So anyway, it's good that we have this big emphasis on science, technology, engineering, and math. That's good.
Yeah.
And we need what keeps the United States in the game economically is innovation. We no longer make stuff the way we did in my father's, or especially my grandfather's time. Things are not manufactured in the U.S. the way they once were. Things are manufactured overseas and brought here, which is analogous to a city. You don't grow farm food in cities, but you take farm food to cities where people all get together and write software or whatever the heck they do. And so in the same way, what the United States exports now is our ideas and imports things. And that's trade. That's okay. But if the United States stops innovating, then there won't be anything to trade for, with, among, to, between, and so on, and other prepositions. So this is why it's so important to me.
Yeah. I know that you applied for NASA. Is this true?
To be an astronaut?
To be an
sure.
astronaut? Yeah.
I found that letter the other day.
You did.
It's funny. We had the 35th, funny to me, the 35th anniversary of the Planetary Society. We had a big party. Neil deGrasse Tyson was there. Robert Picardo was there. Do you know Robert Picardo? He played the Doctor on Star Trek Voyager.
Okay.
Yeah. So he did not have a name because he was a hologram. And Jerry Ryan was there. Does this mean anything to you? She played 7 of 9.
Dead faces.
7 of 9 was a character that, by any reasonable measure, was, we'll go with striking. Can we say striking on camera?
Yes.
Yeah. And so they were there, and preparing for that event, we got out all these archival materials, and they're going to go in the Huntington Library, which is this thing in Pasadena, California. And I found my letter. And I recollect it was from 2004.
Your
it was
application.
The last, yeah.
The
rejection letter.
The rejection letter.
How many PhDs do you have? A, 100 to 300. B, 300 to 1,000. Yeah, it's the people that become astronauts now are extraordinary.
No, I mean, that's what we would want, yes, but I don't think that I would feel bad if you were one of our astronauts.
Well, it didn't happen. And then after Krista McCullough got killed, you know what I'm talking about, in the Challenger explosion.
Yes.
They weren't going to let somebody like me fly.
Yeah.
Because it is still pretty risky.
Do you think someday we'll live on Mars?
No.
No, never.
Oh, live on Mars.
Live on Mars.
Sure.
What did you think that I asked?
People always ask me about colonizing Mars.
Oh.
People live in Antarctica.
Okay.
But we haven't colonized Antarctica for a few very good reasons. Among them being there's nothing to eat and it's cold, quite cold. Mars takes it another step. There's nothing to eat, it's very cold, and you can't breathe.
That's important.
You can't breathe, which is, you'll notice that immediately.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah. And so this romantic notion of going to Mars for a colony, I think, is people just don't quite get how hostile it is.
I don't think I would want to go.
No, I mean, it's cold.
Yeah.
There's no liquid water, really. It's a tiny bit. And there's nothing to breathe. It's a drag. Yeah.
So through all of this, through everything that you've done scientifically with your show, coming here to talk at our campus again.
The highlight.
Thank you. Yes, the highlight. What do you think or what do you hope the future of science can be for our generation?
No, I want you all to solve 4 problems at least.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm really ready.
Electricity for everybody in the world. Clean water for everybody in the world. Then through that, I want one of you or a group of you to come up with a better battery or a family of batteries that would enable us to store enormous amounts of electricity easily and inexpensively. And then along with that, the smart grid or the better transmission lines. And then the system where we have a fee on production of carbon dioxide.
Okay.
That's kind of a top-down thing. We cannot ever utter the word tax. We cannot say tax. Taxes are evil. No, but a fee. If you produce carbon dioxide and you're dumping your waste material into the atmosphere, then you got to share that ability with everybody. This is to say, you got to pay for it. Share your license, your wanton disregard for the future. No, it's fine. It's all good.
Okay, well, my final question for you, and it's probably the most serious of all of them.
Yes.
Can you scientifically tell us what a billiken is?
I think a billiken came from a billy goat.
Okay. Can you elaborate?
Well, and then the caricature is a billy goat. And then somebody made a smiling billy goat in the early 1900s, and it caught on.
I think that you're spot on with that.
Yeah, but I don't know how much time you spent with goats. They have an okay disposition. You don't really want to hang out with them. I mean,
so are you trying to say that
it's an
we
irony.
resemble?
I think it's an ironic reference.
You know what? Thank you so much for speaking with us today, and we're all really looking forward to hearing you speak.
Oh, good. Thank you.
This afternoon. Thank you so
all.
much.
Thank you. Carry on.